what happens when a scrappy action studio decides that karate for kids might sell better than another round of exploding cars? Out of a calculated pivot, a pint-sized black belt, and a real kickboxing legend, a different kind of VHS crowd pleaser took shape. Not about blood or revenge, but about keeping the punches playful and the danger harmless enough for a Saturday afternoon. A family-friendly-ish martial arts caper with bumbling crooks, choppy editing, and a wink to the fans. So how did this little gamble turn into a home video success and fast-tracked a sequel? Let's find out. This is the history of Magic Kid.
What is this ninja thing all about anyway?
Well, it's about honor and doing the right thing.
Well, never work in Hollywood.
In the early 90s, PM Entertainment was a workhorse of the direct-to-video world, but by 1992, the market was shifting. Movies like Three Ninjas had shown that martial arts could sell to families as easily as to adrenaline junkies. From that pragmatic decision, Magic Kid was born. Written by Stephen Smoke, the movie's aim was simple: to mix slapstick humor with martial arts. The story followed Kevin Ryan, an 11-year-old karate prodigy from Michigan, and his teenage sister Megan as they spend the summer with their easygoing Uncle Bob in Hollywood. But their vacation turns chaotic when Bob's gambling debts catch up to him, and bumbling gangsters come calling. The siblings find themselves dodging crooks, rescuing their uncle, and even teaming up with Kevin's idol, real-life kickboxing champion Don the Dragon Wilson. The concept played like a combo of Home Alone, The Karate Kid, and Sidekicks. The entire concept hinged on having a believable young martial artist who could carry both the action and the innocence. After a brief search through karate tournaments and youth competitions, the producers found Ted Jan Roberts, a 12-year-old black belt and junior karate champion. He had the look, the discipline, and the kind of natural charisma that could appeal to both kids and parents. To balance that youthful energy with humor and warmth, PM brought in veteran actor Stephen Furst, best known from Animal House. As Uncle Bob, Furst played the lovable, debt-ridden goofball whose bad luck drives the story. His comedic instincts gave the film its personality. Newcomer Shonda Whipple was cast as Megan, Kevin's older sister, rounding out the family dynamic. Joseph Campanella, a familiar face from television dramas, took on the role of Tony, the mob boss whose gambling ring ensnares Uncle Bob. And in a clever move that doubled as marketing gold, real-life kickboxing champion Don Wilson appeared as himself. Adding to the fun, fight choreographer Art Camacho stepped briefly in front of the camera as Kevin's karate instructor in the film's opening scene.
This summer, Kevin and his sister Megan visit their Uncle Bob in Los Angeles.
When are we gonna meet Don the Dragon Wilson?
Magic Kid's music was composed by Jim Halfpenny, a frequent collaborator with PM Entertainment. Halfpenny wasn't just a background scorer. He provided both the instrumental cues and several original songs, tailoring the entire soundtrack to match the movie's light, youthful tone. The score itself leaned on cheerful synth rhythms and bouncy melodies, echoing the carefree feel of early 90s family adventure films. Like many direct-to-video releases of the era, Magic Kid never received an official soundtrack album. Its music existed only within the film itself and through its television airings. HBO, one of the movie's distributors, aired Magic Kid frequently in the mid-90s, helping to expose Halfpenny's music to a wider audience than most PM productions could ever reach. For a modest home market film, the score did its job perfectly. Light, catchy, and designed to keep the story's pace moving. When Magic Kid hit shelves in 1993, it didn't come with the fanfare of a Hollywood premiere or the weight of critics waiting to pounce. Like most PM Entertainment projects, it went straight to the heart of the home video market, the neighborhood rental store. The plan wasn't to impress film reviewers, it was to catch the attention of parents scanning the family section for something entertaining. Mainstream critics mostly ignored the release, yet in the corners of genre commentary, a few voices did take notice. Film critic Adrian Martin called Magic Kid a spirited martial arts comedy, praising its slapstick fight choreography and the way it borrowed from Jackie Chan's playful style without the bruising edge. Others, looking back years later, were less charitable. Far East Films dismissed it as a blatant rip-off of bigger, better movies, mocking its corny humor and paper-thin characters. Stephen Furst later revealed that the film was quite successful on video, moving enough copies to surprise its distributors and gain steady rotation on HBO. Those strong rentals and cable airings proved the film's concept had worked. Families were renting it by the handful, and kids who just discovered martial arts through Three Ninjas or The Karate Kid now had another underdog hero to root for.
My hero.
I promise you, you're gonna get to meet him.
We know.
That wave of popularity led PM Entertainment to immediately greenlight a sequel the following year. By the mid-90s, Magic Kid had become a quiet cult favorite among the generation who grew up renting karate tapes on the weekend. Some international editions renamed it Little Ninja Dragon or Ninja Sidekick, aligning it with the trend of kid-oriented martial arts comedies that filled rental stores. Despite its modest scale, Magic Kid ended up sparking a few unexpected opportunities behind the camera. One of the most notable stories comes from stunt coordinator Art Camacho, who was responsible for the film's fight choreography. During production, director Joseph Merhi was so impressed by Camacho's professionalism that he made an offhand offer that would change his life. As Camacho later recalled, one day on the set of Magic Kid, Joseph came up to me and asked if I wanted to direct movies. Within 2 weeks, PM Entertainment gave him the opportunity, and just like that, he was a feature film director. That casual conversation on a kid's karate movie effectively launched Camacho's directing career, leading to a long partnership with PM on future action titles. Another behind-the-scenes story involves Stephen Furst. When PM Entertainment began planning Magic Kid 2, Furst was hesitant to return, wary of being typecast in the same comedic role. But Furst had another ambition. He wanted to direct. PM, recognizing his enthusiasm and trusting his experience, made him an offer. If he came back for the sequel, he could direct it. Furst agreed, and the deal gave him his first directing credit. He would later describe the experience as a film school, one that was both fun and demanding, but ultimately rewarding.
Got a job for you. Bob Ryan, you lost 10,000 on the Raiders.
You bet the Raiders.
You bet on the Raiders?
Years after Magic Kid found its audience on home video, news quietly surfaced that its star, Ted Jan Roberts, had passed away. He died on June 6, 2022, at just 42 years old. The announcement spread slowly, shared mostly among martial arts fans who remembered him as the 12-year-old black belt who carried an entire film on his shoulders. His passing gave Magic Kid a bittersweet layer it never had before. What was once a lighthearted story about courage and discipline now carries a touch of nostalgia for the young martial artist who embodied both so naturally.
You bet the Raiders?
Somebody's got to.
I'm being chased by a bunch of gangsters. They want to kill me, my niece, and my nephew.
In the end, Magic Kid proved that even a small, low-risk experiment could find its audience. The gamble on family-friendly martial arts paid off, not through box office headlines, but through living rooms filled with kids kicking along to the screen. It wasn't a game changer, but it didn't need to be. It showed that heart, humor, and a little discipline could go a long way. And if you enjoyed discovering how this unlikely project came together, you'll want to see where some of its spirit came from. This is the history of sidekicks.
Before we wrap up, I want to thank everyone who's been watching, commenting, and helping me keep these films alive. Now, a special shout out goes to Big Mob, who suggested I make a video on Magic Kid. Now, everyone's support and ideas really help me shape what I cover next. Moving forward, you'll be hearing me instead of the AI voice, and from time to time, you'll even see me pop up on screen. This is just a small step towards making these videos more personal while keeping everything else exactly the same. Thank you again for being part of this community, and stay tuned, the next story is already on the way.